Hello, good morning, friends. Friends, today in share market SMS, we are going to talk of one of the most important and exclusive subject, that is debt to equity ratio. You see, what happens is in India, I must say that this debt to equity ratio is really talked about in TV channels or anywhere else, as though this is irrelevant. And later on, when something happens to the company, then everybody starts talking about the debts and equity of the company. But let me tell you one thing is that when I went abroad, I just found out that this was the ratio which was discussed the first. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you want to invest into the company, would you like to invest in a company which is heavily in debts or which is debt free? That is the first fundamental question that needs to be asked. You must ask yourself, I am investing into the company, whether this company is debt free or it is heavily into the debts, or the debt and equity is very well balanced. Now, point is, friends, when we say about debt and equity, there is no guarantee of anything. But yes, if the company has less of the debts, it is more likely that company will perform well. Okay, now it is something like this, that people go into the rain with the umbrella in hand. Umbrella actually does not prevent you from the rain. Still you get wet, but it gives you confidence to stand in the rain. That is exactly what this debt to equity ratio. It will not absolve you of any future calamity, any future happening. But at present, it gives you almost sort of a conviction in the mind or confidence in the mind that yes, I can invest into the company for the long term or short term. Fine. So, friends, today I am happy I am back with you with my V series, Victory series. Learn fundamental analysis. Very important is debt to equity ratio. Let's check the facts. Friends, the debt to equity ratio, as the name itself is very suggestive, debt means the loans on the company. Loans could be long term loans or short term loans. Short term loans are those loans which are less than 1 year, and the long term loans are those loans which are more than 1 year. Okay, now what is equity? Equity means the share capital plus the reserve and surplus and money received against warrants if any company has issued. This comprises of the share capital. Fine. And in case of, let us, because we are discussing with the paint and varnish sector for some time here, therefore, friends, I will say for debt to equity ratio is nothing but debt divided by the equity, total debt divided by the total equity. Here actually I have taken of the Asian Paints. Long term debt is 18.5 crores, short term debt is 0, so total debt here, total debt is 18.50 crores. Then the share capital and reserve and surplus is share capital, reserve, surplus, total is 9453.29, and this is 9453.29. If you divide 18 crores by this, you will get it less than 1, or say 0.0000 something. That means this company is fairly stable and is basically working on its own money. In near future or in long term, it is quite possible that company will continue to perform because it is free of debts. Now, point is, friends, whether debt should be taken or not. This is now another criteria. Here, many of the MNCs in India, they have no debts at all. And this Asian Paint is one of them, and then Nerolac, Kansai Nerolac is one of them. There are hundreds of such companies. But whether the debt should be taken or debt should not be taken. Now, what is the philosophy behind it? The philosophy behind it is that the cost of finance. When you take the interest, there is a balancing act, and the cost of finance actually reduces and your profits actually increase. Let us see here in these examples that in company A, let us see the equity is 100 crores and there is no debt. Company has not taken any debt, 20% is the profit. So 20% is the profit, so net profit is 20 crores. There is another company Or say same company, if this same company had the equity of 50 crores, it had taken the loan of 50 crores, that means total debt and equity is 100 crores, profit is same 20 crores. Even if you 12% interest, which is very high, even if the interest of 12% on 50 crores, that means 6 crores you deduct. Fine, what will happen is you will have 14 crores in hand. 14 crores in 50 crores is nothing but 28%. So your profit from 20%, it has gone to 28% because you have taken some loan. This is exactly what you know. It has been reported in Current Economics. This is one of the magazines which I am subscribing for the last about 25 years. In its research report, about 6-7 years back, they have said that debt to equity ratio, if it is less than 1, this is good. If debt to equity ratio equal to 1, it is typical. But if debt to equity ratio is more than 1.5, that means the long-term investors should be very, very careful. I will say all the investors must be very careful. Fine. So, and then there is one more research report from Harvard Business News. This is a very recent report, in which they have said that Facebook today is free of, is a debt-free company. But in their report, they have actually said that sooner or later, these companies have to take debts to balance their equity and the debt and be more profitable. This is the finding. But yes, as long as Google is debt-free or Facebook is debt-free, it is okay for us. But as per the report of Harvard Business News, recent magazine, very recent, about 2 months back report, sometime or the other it will have to take debts. Now friends, let us see as far as the paint is concerned. This is paint and varnish sector. We have just seen it in the last 4 episodes also of Victory series. Asian Paints, the debt to equity ratio, as we have seen, is less than 0. It is 0. Berger Paint is 0.09 and Nerolac is 0.0. This actually I have taken from moneycontrol.com. All this data is from moneycontrol.com. Now this Nerolac, actually, because it is degrowing, actually we have already said it is no. And between the two, if still this is actually better. Why this is better? Because the EPS as compared to this is very good, and even the debt to equity ratio is fairly good. It is better than this. Now next time, friends, we are going to add one more data into it to almost conclude where are we, whether out of these three where we should invest in the long term, as well as in the short term, as well as in the intraday trading or the position trading. Fine. Now friends, I would like to invite your attention here is that when we say that debt to equity ratio, that means DE, it means that we have to consider the sector itself. Not that this paint sector we are with telecom sector or mining sector we are comparing. No, paint is within paints, and similarly I have taken telecom sector here. In telecom sector, if you see, the debt equity ratio of Bharti is 0.81. Vodafone is 10.71. Red flag actually I have already raised. Then Arcom is 2.99. This also I have taken from moneycontrol.com today. Fine. So what I wish to say here is, if you believe these reports, which is of Current Economics, and in all the reports, it is said that it should be less than 1 is good, 1 is typical, and 1.5 should never be there. So these two actually we should not think of investing in the future. For long-term investment, they are not recommended. First, let the things happen, event gets over. As the events are with forthcoming, there are some events going on which are likely to happen. Let them happen. Then if required, the investor can invest without risk. So to summarize in my V series, friends, the fundamental series, okay, before I conclude, friends, I will say please subscribe to my channel as much as possible. Please press the notification button, and at the same time please like the video if you like. And now in V series, if I want to conclude, friends, I will conclude that the debt to equity ratio is extremely important, especially if you are investing for the long term business, if, for a long term time, that the debt should not be very high. It should be 1 or less than 1 ideally. Number 1. Choose a sector which is not the old economy sector, which is the sector of future. Where is the future sector? Now we have the future sector is in telecom is the future sector. Telecom is in the financing companies, not the banks. Then it is in companies dealing in the gold, companies in the road infrastructure, you know, defense sector. Though defense sector still I say question mark, but yes, it is appearing that this might grow up in future. So these kind of sectors, you know, you can invest for a long term time rather than investing in State Bank of India or Bank of Baroda or Punjab National Bank or Allahabad Bank like these. They have no future as it seems today. When they will grow, then we will see. So thank you very much, friends. Now, when you think of an investment, long term, short term, think of the debt to equity ratio. Without seeing the ratio, please never ever invest in any share. Fine. And long term investment, debt of DE ratio, fine, should be less. Number 1, less than 1 as far as possible. Number 1. And second thing is, it should be in a progressive sector. Thank you very much and have a nice day.